This is nScreen Noise. My name is Colin Dixon, founder and chief analyst at nScreenMedia, and I am in San Francisco with Mark Adams, who is CEO of Incoming Media. And I'm really impressed with what you're doing at Incoming Media. So Mark, why don't you tell us a little bit about the company, and then we'll talk about some of the cool technology that you've got.
Sure, thanks very much, Colin, appreciate it. So Incoming Media exists because we see two mega trends in the video consumption industry. One, the first one your readers are probably very familiar with. More than 50% of mobile content now or video content is consumed on the mobile, right? So a few years ago when we were founded, it was 5%. So we've seen huge growth and it's only going to get bigger. The second trend we've seen is the move from pull to push. And what we mean by that is typically someone will scroll through perhaps 100 apps. I know I've got 100 apps on my phone. I maybe use 8 or 10 of them a week. Nowadays, people don't want to do that. They expect the content to find them. Not only any random content, but they expect the right content to find them.
And you know, one of the things that's really interesting is I saw some data from about marketers not getting very good success with personalization of those messages that they're sending. But you kind of had that antidote to that. You are new technology that's allowing really much better uptake, guaranteeing that videos are being seen, right?
Yeah, that's interesting because we see two types of personalization. One obviously is the content preferences, which is probably what those traditional marketers are taking in that approach. But the second, and I think more critical one, is context personalization. For us, context personalization means getting users at the right time in the right media engagement mode. By that, so for example, our SDK builds a model of the typical user's day. We understand that in the morning you're at home, then you might be on transit, then you might be at work, then perhaps at the gym and doing something after work. Within each of those times is a really good moment for you to engage with that particular media. So a notification at the wrong moment is really just spam. But if it's at the right time in the right context, then it's perfect.
So that's really powerful. We usually think about personalization as being, well, you just got to get the right content.
Exactly.
But this concept of personalization also being at the right time when you're in the right situation is really powerful. How are you figuring that out?
Yeah, so we have a SDK that drops into any media or any type of app, and essentially what we're taking from the device is a number of different data points, and those include whether the user's in motion, if they're at home by detecting the Wi-Fi point that they're accessing, whether headphones are plugged in. That's a really key signal for media engagement. Even if they're on the treadmill at the gym, I mean the accelerometer and gyroscope will tell you, and other factors like ambient factors like the weather and the time. We get all that and add all that together to create the perfect context and time to reveal the notification.
And what sort of impact on viewership of the video does this have? Does it really make a difference?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen, so there's a couple of things that make a difference. So obviously hitting them at the right time, but also our video push notifications are pre-installed, which is really important. So when the user's at home on the Wi-Fi or at work, we're actually downloading that content for them. So what we've seen increase engagement up to 3 times, in fact, is having a video that starts instantly, giving you a TV-like experience. We have data from about 2 million device installs now that will show you that people watch a video for much longer, and then they'll go into the app and consume media for another 3 times if they have a good upfront experience. So we get them in the notification center of your iOS or Android playing a video in that window, and then you drop straight into the app. And we've seen a huge uplift in engagement.
So you're preloading the videos and taking all of that information that you have about that person, where they are, when they are, what they're doing, and figuring out exactly when to hit them. And it's having that big. I mean, any numbers around that? I mean,
well, I mean, so we have it's 3 times the engagement that we've seen from standard text notifications. So that means they're 3 times more likely to go into the app and then spend actually 3 times longer in the app too once they're there. So that's huge. I mean, that's if you've got an ad-supported business model, for example, all those new ad spots that are available to you. I mean, one of the issues with a lot of our media customers is they have no trouble selling their ad inventory. In fact, they're probably oversold. what they do have an issue with is fill rates. So if we can give them, extra inventory, extra avails, that's superb. That's really great for them.
And the quality, of course, because it's playing from the device, is really exceptional, right? And it allows you, one thing you would never do with a video, I think, on mobile, or rarely do, is try and fast forward or rewind and stuff. You're not seeing that with the stuff that you're providing, right?
Well, we are seeing scrubbing, which is great, because you might not necessarily want to fast forward, but you can certainly rewind in real time and go back and watch a section that was, maybe it was something funny or something that was informative to you. You can't do that with streaming very easily. I mean, you might have to 1 to 5 second gap, but with something preload on the device, there's no issues.
It's really easy. So for sports, for example, that's fantastic, right?
Yeah, so I mean, imagine if you get a sports highlight reel, sent in overnight. I mean, obviously sports is still about live, but there's still a lot of sports content, and we actually have some sports partners that we'll be announcing in the next month or so. But sports is a lot of other things around the live event, and being able to rewind and fast forward and look at those highlights is a really great advantage.
So what's next for the company? You're a very young company. What's next for you?
Yeah, we are a young company. I mean, I'm actually recently just joined, as a matter of fact, but we've got some extremely exciting plans. I mean, one, we're obviously building our presence here in the US. Well, we originally hail from Australia, so our R&D and engineering teams down there, but we're essentially planning world domination. Nothing more than that, Colin. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
Well, I'm glad to have spoken with you today. I think this is pretty amazing technology, and I think my viewers are going to really enjoy hearing about it. So good luck to you.
Thanks, Colin. Cheers.
This has been Colin Dixon with nScreenMedia. Okay, where you go?
What do you work for now?
I go where I'm set. Get his weapon out.
Scrub it?
For anyone who will turn him loose. Don't ever point a weapon at me again.
Sicario, rated R. Starts everywhere September 25th.
Excellent.